Hey everybody, it is Jimmy with Drummer Every Day. Something happened yesterday after my camera ran out of storage. After it ran out of storage. I finally broke a drumstick while drumming, and I've been waiting for this to happen. I've been learning by jamming for 198 days as of yesterday. I had to look it up because I'd been away for about 3 weeks and hadn't played the drums during that time. And this is something I've been waiting for to happen for like most of those days, ever since my drumsticks started to get beat up. And actually, I had two different kinds of drumsticks. You can see that they don't match, because this one, the other one of this one just started to splinter so much that it was gradually breaking. But the type of wood it was just never gonna break. It was just always gonna splinter and tear apart. But this one finally did a dramatic split yesterday after the video ran out, because I ran out of storage on my phone. And I was so disappointed because I almost never drum without the camera running. And if I've learned one thing by spending most of my life for the last 10 years watching and scrolling Facebook and watching stupid videos, is that all it takes is some stupid little video that you post to go viral and you have like 3.2 million views. And I was like, that's gonna be what does it. I'm gonna be drumming one day. It's gonna be some really bad drumming, but a drumstick is gonna split dramatically and it's gonna go viral. And that's all it's gonna take for me to monetize my YouTube channel. But that's not what happened. Welcome to Drummer Every Day. This is a YouTube channel unlike all other drumming YouTube channels. The primary difference is that I'm not a good drummer, and most of the other guys who have drumming YouTube channels are. But yet somehow I'm at over 600 subscribers, and that's, I think, because there's a really interesting premise here. The premise is that I started, and from day one, the only way I've learned drumming is by putting on music at random. It's usually stuff I like, typically, because it is on my Apple Music station, that it is music that it at least thinks I'm gonna like. Usually that's true, sometimes it's not. But apart from a couple of days where I kind of, listened to enough hateful comments on YouTube that I was like, yeah, I really do suck at drumming. I should learn this some other way. And I, looked up a couple of songs. I printed off sheet music for one song and spent like 3 days working on it. But other than that, this has been it. And I love that. I love that, I'm able to recognize this isn't my whole life. This isn't my profession. This isn't my day job. I don't need it to be my day job. That's okay. And I never had to pick up the drums ever. I could have gone my whole life and never touched a pair of drumsticks and a drum kit, and no one would have told me I was a bad drummer. But despite the temptation to kind of learn this through an approach that I think would probably make me a more well-rounded drummer faster and maybe correct some of my technique and everything, I've stayed true to this mainly because I'm too lazy to go print any more sheet music. But I think it's kind of cool. I think it's kind of cool to do this experiment over a long enough period of time to get some interesting results. And I'm not going to spend more time talking on it today. If you want to listen to more of my philosophy about that, day 198 yesterday, which I just posted yesterday, is probably a great video to go watch. But I'm going to kind of assume you want to see how this is going. So let's see how it's going with a broken drumstick, because that's what I have to work with. And I guess I have the other half down here, which is a little bit longer. And these drumsticks were already a lot lighter. I'm not sure. These were like some random drumsticks that I had laying around for some reason. I think they're made out of pine or something, and maybe they have a very specific purpose, like snare only, I'm assuming. Like for marching band or something, because they're just random drumsticks that I ran across at some point earlier in life and hung on to for years until I finally got a drum kit. So I'm not sure. I might use this half. Let's put on some music and see how this goes. Okay, I apologize. I have kids who watch my channel. I know of at least a few young people who watch my channel. I'm not going to play an explicit song, even though that's a very fun song, and the censored version is perfectly fine. It has the same beat, same rhythm, same vocalist. We're gonna skip that one. But we can play. Okay, what is this? Is Apple Music listening to me? Because the next song it put on is Clean Bandits, title of the song. I've never heard of it. Oh wait, what is Love? Symphony featuring Zara Larsson. I think Apple Music is on this kick where it thinks I like new electronic music just because I like one song. So I, typed in that one song, and then it's like, oh, this is all he likes. Everything he wants to listen to is related to this. Let's see how this is. I've never heard of it. Symphony featuring Zara Larsson by Clean Bandit. What is Love?
I've been hearing symphonies. Before all I heard was silence. A rhapsody for you and me. And every melody is timeless. Like a string music. When you came in, you cut me loose. So I was singing on my own. Now I can't find a key without you. And now your song is on repeat. And I'm dancing on to your heartbeat. And when you're gone, it's incomplete. So everyone that's wrong, I just wanna be part of your symphony. We hold me tight and not let go. And now your song is on repeat. Wanna be part of your
I feel like people are probably judging even more than usual because I gave this whole statement about how, I'm using this approach and how it's progressing and whatnot. I want to state three things. That's three. One, I haven't played in like 3 weeks, probably maybe 3-4 weeks, because I've been on the road that whole time. Two, this. And three, it's not a style of music, it's not a genre of music that I'm used to. But all those things aside, it doesn't really matter, because kind of the point of what I'm doing is that I want to be able to develop a lot of creativity with drumming. I want to be able to develop some internal, intuition and recognition of what to do, even when I do hear a style that I'm not used to. I want drumming to become a little more intuitive to me than if I just studied along one track. And I think what I lose out on is that really the results, the really instant or quicker results that come from a really focused effort to play a very specific thing and learn that thing. But I think that there's a broader awareness that is developing under the surface really broadly. At least I hope there is. So let's see what's next. I never knew that was Katy Perry. I've heard that song before. I've always thought it's a really catchy song. It's got that boom, 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 a really cool groove. It's a song that operates a lot on feeling and mood, in my opinion, as opposed to melody so much. But I sometimes really like that. You know, melody is not the only thing that makes music good. And that one really gets a groove and a feeling and mood. Let's hear Fast Car. I've never heard of this version, featuring Dakota by Jonas Blue. So I'm not sure if this is the Fast Car song that I'm thinking of or not. Wondering why I'm struggling so much for this song, because it sounds like it has a really steady beat, just dum 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 dum, and but I'm really like having a hard time fitting in the groove, and I think maybe that's because I'm feeling like I need to do too much with this song, like there's like a really fast 16th note thing going on over it, and maybe I just need to go. But, you know, it makes me feel like they're kind of playing with the time a little bit. Maybe the vocalist is kind of falling in and out of time, or maybe I'm just really bad at feeling the time of this song. But I'm always curious when I get that impression, because it's like the time is steady. You can't really manipulate it without it being pretty obvious. So, or at least the underlying time, the underlying beat is steady. So are they actually doing something, or am I just hearing it that way? And I really don't know. I would love for this station to be, or for this channel to be, a place of of musical discussion. I'm kind of a geek about music, even though I'm approaching the drums in this really haphazard way. I have studied music theory. I play saxophone. I love the theory behind music. But I've also learned that it's very different with drums, because you're dealing more with groupings of notes and sounds and patterns than you are necessarily with like intervals or a lot of the things that drive theory for a melodic instrument. So I find that really interesting. If you want to weigh in, even if it's just by sharing random facts that you know about drums and drum theory, please, by all means, let's discuss it here. do a commentary between songs. And in this song, I think the reason that I was having a hard time is simply because the song is slower than I thought it was. And it's a well-known fact that with slow songs, you tend to rush them. And I think every time I just really just focused in on the beat, I could feel where the beat was. But as soon as I tried to play more notes, I was just playing those notes too fast. That's all that was happening. What's next? We've got Say Something featuring Chris Stapleton, but it's by Justin Timberlake. I don't know what the song is. I'm thinking of the song Say Something, I'm Giving Up on You, but I don't think that's this song. But I don't know. our song. It's not gonna be this one because it's explicit. Might be this one. Good, Got Me Good by Dance. Got Me Good single. Let's see about this one. Commentary on this one. So I'm assuming, I don't know, but I'm assuming by the style of music, the name of the artist, the time period, everything else, that this is probably electronic drums. Please correct me if I'm wrong. That's not something I want to say lightly or incorrectly. I don't know, but it does. I'll just use that to lead into the discussion in general about electronic drums, which I don't know if those are or not. But I think there's a lot of like syncopation patterns with electronic drum tracks. They're really cool. I really like it. And also really hard to play or even remember if you don't have like some sort of almost photographic memory, maybe a phonographic memory in this case, because there's a lot of different places that you could land on or around the beat in four measures, which is usually like the length of a pattern. And in just one measure, you have 4 beats, but those are subdivided. Let's subdivide them into 16th notes, because that's kind of the most common subdivision in which you might actually land on that subdivision. You can obviously subdivide it into 32nd notes and 64th notes, etc. But you're not very likely to intentionally land on any of those little tiny fractions. But down to 16th notes, yeah, it's pretty normal and standard to use any or all of the 16th notes. So there's 16 different places you could land just in one bar. And if your phrase is 4 bars long, then there is, that's 64? Yeah, 64. And 128 if your phrase is 8 bars long, which it very well could be. And so if you're programming that, it's easy enough to program it and be like, yeah, we're going to have the bass hit on the, and of 2 and on the E of 4, whatever, like fairly random placements just because we like that. I mean, as far as keeping interest of the audience, like as someone listening to music, I want to hear the bass drum land on some pretty random places around the beat. It keeps things interesting. It's called syncopation. We're playing around the beat instead of on the beat. And but you can program that, pretty randomly, and then you can keep that consistent pattern. Whereas if I'm, a live drummer, then I could, hit the bass drum pretty randomly also, but I'm not gonna loop that over the course of the entire song. I'm not gonna have a loop where every 4 beats, every 4 measures, it just repeats, because I can't remember that much. Can't remember, 17 different placements of the bass drum at random and play that same pattern over and over. But you can very easily with an electronic drum track. That's all I was getting at. And so, like, as I'm learning by listening to music, I can kind of hear that. I'm like, I hear that it's a pattern. I hear that it's repeating. I also hear that it's so complex that I'm not likely to pick it up during the course of just listening to the song once. So I'm not likely to be able to nail it down or replicate it. I'd have to listen to the song probably dozens of times to actually internalize that really, really complex pattern. I don't know, maybe more than dozens of times, maybe less, but definitely more than once. And I might have to really sit down and count it out and listen and actually like intentionally memorize it rather than being able to pick it up. So that's just kind of an interesting thing. But I think that even if I can't memorize the exact pattern of the song, I can still learn to replicate the sound of the song, just the general idea, like they're hitting bass notes seemingly at random, but they're all landing on ands of the beat, or, you know, half of them are landing on a beat, half of them are landing on the ands, or, you know, a third of them are landing on beats, sixth of them are landing on ands, and half of them are landing right on 16th note intervals, right? So I don't know how much I can pick up to that extent that I can kind of like group it in my head, like need to land on the beat this often, or this percentage of the time I need to land on an and this percentage of the time, and there's this many that are just on like 16th notes. But I think that's the challenge. I don't think that memorizing the exact pattern is a challenge. I think that picking up the sense of the song and, you know, how much syncopation is happening, how much it's felt to the listener, I think that's the challenge for the way I'm approaching it. I gave you you let me dishes. I can't be mad. Got what I was given, took a place on my tongue. And baby, I've been cool with all the kisses and games. When you whispered in my ear, you could say, I thought it'd be a little longer day. No way, no way. What now with the plans of your way? Let's count the sunsets and big waves. Now that I spent all that time talking about it and then turned the song back on, I'm thinking there's barely any syncopation in this song at all. With the mountains, you live with the sun. I'm so kind of I gave you me. You let me dishes. I can't be mad. Got what I was given. Took a place on my tongue. And baby, you got All right, that's it for today. I'll probably change up the channel tomorrow so I can get a little more music that I'm kind of familiar with, like classic rock. But thank you for watching. You are 36 minutes in. I hope it was worth your 36 minutes, but I appreciate you spending time on my channel if you're gonna be spending time on YouTube anyways. And I'm gonna leave you with this challenge that I'm trying to add to all my YouTube channels. I have a running channel. I have a channel for my small business. Take some time today to do something that you want to do. I did. I took the time to do some drumming, and you supported me by watching this channel, through which I might eventually achieve monetization and be able to use that monetization to do more drumming. And I really appreciate that. I appreciate your support. And now it's your turn. So go do something that you want to do today. If you want to. I'm not here to tell you what to do. I just want to tell you that I appreciate you and I want to see you get to do the things that you want to do, just like you have helped in a small way support me in something I want to do. So thank you for that. Have a great day and catch you next time on Drummer Every Day.